What's going on, everyone? Cody here with another episode of Everyone's Top 3. I'm here with my co-host, Kristen.
What's up?
We're here with our guest, Brad.
What's up, dudes?
Today, we're going to do everybody's top 3 most disappointing movies. Brad, do you want to start?
I will. So, my number 3 movie that I disliked, that I was like kind of hoping it'd be great, was Ninja Turtles 3.
I've never even watched 1 and 2, bro.
Dude, Ninja Turtles 3 was always my favorite one.
Really?
When they go to Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the worst one,
That's
man.
the best one, bro.
No.
Cody immediately rolled his eyes when you said that.
No, it is. It was
dude.
always my favorite.
Like,
What is it?
okay,
I haven't watched
so,
it in a long
like,
time.
The reason it's number 3 is because, like, yeah, I disliked it, but there was definitely things that I liked about it.
The fact that
That's why it's number 3.
What did you tell me what you
the
hated
fact
about
that
it? I want to know
so
what you hated about it.
one of
I
the-
haven't watched it
One
since
of
I
the
was like
biggest
10 years
things
old.
that I hated about it was there was no. You figured, so with the second one, you figured like they had the final bosses. Okay? In this next one, everybody there's no recognizable characters from the comics, from the cartoon series. There's like no it's all just completely different, and it's just here's the Ninja Turtles, but none of it is going to match the story
Correlate,
that
yeah.
we all know and love.
Right. Well, the thing is, I knew them from the movies. That's probably why that didn't really bother me, because I didn't read the comics or watch the cartoons.
Oh, see,
I literally
I
just
watched-
watched the movies.
Chad and I, we watched a bunch of the cartoons, and like with the newest Ninja Turtles, I mean, it's not really new, but the second one that Michael Bay did, that at least had Bebop and Rocksteady in it, and they were recognizable. That movie was pretty terrible, but the fact that it had those two characters, it was pretty sweet. But this third one came out in '93. The budget was $21 million, and they made $54.4 million at the box office.
Was Corey Feldman still the voice of one of the turtles?
I don't know. Yes, he was. He was Donatello.
Scare the fuck out
That
of
was
me.
actually that was actually one of the things I was gonna mention, because I had no idea that he voiced one of them.
I know
Donatello.
I knew I don't know if he did all of. He voiced them in all of them, but I
Definitely
know he
in the
was
third
in one of them.
Yeah. April finds a scepter. You don't, Kristen. You have no idea.
I've never
You
been
don't know
interested
any-
in the turtles
Wow.
at all.
Wow.
I drew that. I painted that cute thing for Leo, and that's it that I've ever done that involved Ninja Turtles.
Wow, dude.
Have you ever seen the movies?
No,
Even the Michael Bay one?
no.
Really?
No.
Jesus Christ.
I grew up with girls.
I feel like only the people that watched the
mean,
Michael
I
Bay
get it.
ones were people who already liked the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
I don't think
I
anybody
mean-
who didn't care about the Ninja Turtles was like, I'm gonna go see this movie.
I don't know. The first one was pretty radical.
Yeah, I've
that
never
I could
watched.
see people that.
But the thing is,
Like a
Michael Bay
superhero
puts out
kind of
enough stuff
movie.
like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. The
I
whole
watched
and it's
Hannah
Michael
Montana
Bay,
and
so it's
stuff.
not. It wasn't good.
That 5 years is a pretty long time.
SpongeBob. I watched a lot of SpongeBob in my day.
I think
Too
you
many.
mentioned SpongeBob in every single episode.
That's because that's how much. Dude, I just drew a SpongeBob horror thing though. I still have to paint it. I'll probably do it today. to
Yo,
bring it.
over here, dog.
I am. That's the plan. I just am scared to ruin it with paint, cause I drew it and I like traced it with marker, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna paint this and fuck it up, and it's gonna piss me off.
Yeah, I suck at painting too.
So I'll run it down for you.
Word.
The movie is about April.
The third one.
Yes.
Okay.
April. She's a news reporter that found out about turtles in the first movie.
Okay.
She comes down and brings them all gifts and stuff, and one gift is a scepter, and it like does some weird shit, and it takes her like back in time to Japan.
Why does she
and then
bring
someone
them
from
gifts?
just cause she's like on
She's trying to be
vacation
groupie?
or just came back from
Okay.
vacation and shit. But anyway, she goes back in time to Japan, and someone from that time in Japan comes and takes her place, and the Ninja Turtles go and help her out. Then they save a village, and that's it.
That sounds.
I forgot about that. That fucking the hockey player kid had to
Casey.
assimilate all the people that came back in place of the turtles in April.
Casey Jones
Casey
was like
Jones, yeah.
teaching them hockey and stuff.
What's it? Okay.
They were just like old Japanese people. Well, they
Yeah.
weren't old, but they were from like fucking 1,000 years ago or
And
whatever.
that's your least favorite
Like,
turtle movie? What are the
no,
other two?
no, it's my number 3. This least favorite.
I
That's
barely
why I put it
remember
at
the
number
other two because I watched number 3 so much. I don't think I.
Number 2 was my favorite one.
What was number 2 about? I don't remember.
Number 2
what's the first one about?
The first one is the turtles. I mean, April. The first time they show up, April's like walking out to her car late at night, and the Foot Clan, some muggers try to get her, and Raphael comes in and saves her.
Yeah.
And then there
Just
was another
imagine.
instance where she was in the subway, and then the Foot Clan came and was like slapping her around and shit, and then all the turtles were there, and it was
Like all of these
the
scenes like flashing back into my head
the
right
the
now.
Foot the Foot Clan kidnapped Splinter, and the turtles broke up about it, so
Yeah.
they like go out to the country and like kind of regather their thoughts, and then they go and rescue Splinter and fight
They have a
Shredder.
montage.
Yeah,
I think I can't
Gotta
wrap
have my
my head around.
ties.
I think I can't wrap my head around life-size turtles
Dude,
talking
they're so cool.
to humans.
They're
like I
so
think that's
cool.
the part.
Like the suits in the movie that they
I'd
wear
rather
look
watch
so
a talking
cool.
sponge.
Oh, fucking Jim Hansen designed
Yeah.
those suits,
Yep.
which is kind of cool. You know who that is?
Nope.
It's the guy who designed all the puppets and created the Muppets
Oh, word.
and
That's
Fraggle
cool.
Rock.
That's cool information.
But the second one is where they learn where they came from with the ooze and shit, and then they fight that werewolf and snapping turtle at the end.
There's ooze in it.
There is ooze. In it.
Whenever I hear the word ooze, I
You
just
think of
of
that
Power
Rangers movie?
The Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah, dude. But then the third one was the Japan one, and that it was more like they didn't think very much on the story, and they were just like, hey, people love the Ninja Turtles. They're going to love the fact that the Ninja Turtles are in this movie, so they're going to buy it. And it did well. I mean, it did
I
well
recall
over the
watching
budget.
it about 100 times when
I mean,
was a
I did
child.
too. That's why it's my number 3, because I was like, well, I can't make this 2 or 1, obviously, because it's the Ninja Turtles.
Ugh.
All right, what's
Yeah.
your number 3, Kristen?
All right. So I don't know if any of you are gonna hate me for it, but Twilight.
What would you think? Either of us are into Twilight?
I don't know, but a lot of people are.
Okay. I'm not into Twilight, but there was one of the movies that
I'm talking about the first one because after the first
No,
one,
I
I
didn't-
never even
I
considered
didn't-
any of the other ones.
I didn't
Did
like,
you read the book?
I didn't like the first
No, I
one.
don't read
Oh, okay.
books.
I don't
I don't
know
read books.
how.
I don't read books. I read Ellen Hopkins a lot in school. That's it. But her pages are set up as like poems, and they're like easy and fun, and about drugs and stuff.
That's cool.
Anyways, okay, so it came out November 21st, 2008, which I thought was after that, so that was shocking to me. And everyone knows what it's about.
Yeah, it was while we were in high school.
That was
so.
that was the year. That was my senior year.
So does anyone remember, since y'all were in school, the little like girls that like formed this little fan thing that were like obsessed with Twilight and
I
they like thought they
don't-
were vampires?
I don't because I didn't look
Okay,
at
well
it.
that happened.
Yeah, it,
Like that happened. That's one of the reasons I hated it. And two, vampires are stupid.
So they were like role playing as
Kinda.
vampires.
They were
Or
really
did
into it.
Or were they just like
it's kind of like South Park with the little
Vampire
Yeah,
kids?
yeah, kind of like that.
yeah. The thing is, like, my other like interaction with vampires, like in entertainment, was Blade.
Yep.
So it was like, fuck
Look at
you.
these- look at
like,
these
look
pussies.
at these pussies.
Yeah.
Like, I want Wesley Snipes to come in and start chopping their heads off.
Dude, I remember after that movie, I started seeing the memes of like what the ending to Twilight should have been, and it
Yeah.
had like him and the girl kissing, and Blade was standing behind him.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
Well, basically, I hated it though because I don't like Kristen Stewart's acting. Like in
She's
some
terrible.
in
actor
some
that
roles,
movie.
if she's like a weird person, fine. But she's supposed to be normal in that, and she's awful.
The first time I saw her was she was a kid in the Panic Room. She played
Never
the
seen
mother's daughter.
Yeah.
That was the
I
first
haven't
time
seen
I've
that movie in
seen
a long
Kristen
time.
Jared
Stewart was
Leto
Twilight.
played one of the like burglar dudes
Cult
in that
leader.
movie.
Yeah, him and Robert Whitaker. Robert Whitaker's a fighter.
Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker. It was him and Forrest Whitaker.
I was like, dude, no way.
But apparently, from the interweb,
I
that
got the
this
last name right.
movie is just like the development of the relationship between Bella and Edward. So it's not supposed to be fighting yet. It's
Right.
just supposed to be their love. and how
Yeah,
they're
man.
protecting
Super
her.
gay.
They're
Vampires are supposed to be badass.
Okay, but they're protecting her from the bad vampires. Like, I don't know why I'm defending it, but anyways.
You're the one that's supposed to hate
I
it.
hate the movie.
Hate it with us.
And that one was so hyped. Like, and a lot of people loved it, but I fucking hated it. I don't like vampires either.
I thought the baseball scene was kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess.
Because that was the only time you really saw, besides him running in front of that truck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just never watched any of them because I was like, why would I care about a vampire love story?
I forget what one they developed their monster baby in, but that sex scene was so awkward as fuck. It was so
Everything
weird.
Kristen Stewart does is awkward.
But like it was
That's
like,
why she's a terrible
they
actress.
were like
She just is
fighting.
awkward.
They were like fighting and fucking at the same time because they're not supposed to like do it, and it's just like stop. Like just
Hey, maybe leave this part out of the
yeah,
book.
like
If she
maybe
starts
just
getting-
hint that you're doing it.
If
like
she
most
starts
movies.
getting like a big belly, we'll understand that you've
yeah,
had sex.
maybe just hint at
We
it. Like
get
you know
it.
how they do. They'd be like, shut off the lights and close the door, and then like pan away. Do something like don't show it.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't show that.
There was one where they had like a big old the werewolves and vampires fought bad people. That one is the one I kind of liked.
Because I think Taylor Lautner like marked the kid, right? Like I know the story behind it. I don't think I ever
He's a
watched
terrible actor too.
Yeah. But he like marked the kid and it pissed Edward off. So then like, but it was to protect the kid. It was stupid.
Like
I've seen like bits and pieces. I think.
the only actor that's come out of that is Robert Pattinson, and he's only like come out of that
I can't
recently.
wait to see
everybody
him as
else,
Batman,
everybody
dude.
hates.
What's the movie he's in where he's like in an attic, like sitting in a chair a lot? It's like mainly that.
What?
It was
I've
right
never
after that.
seen it.
It has Edward in it. It has
Yeah.
Robert
What?
Pattinson in it. I'll have to look into it. But like he's in the attic a lot in a chair, like a wheelchair. Like I think he's hurt. And it might be before Twilight, actually.
think.
Like that would only make sense to me. But I remember watching that and being like, "Oh, he's from Twilight." I was young. Fuck you guys. Anyways,
Yo, he plays in Harry Potter too.
as what?
Cedric Diggory.
Yeah.
I don't watch it.
I
That's
saw-
he's only in the
one.
one.
I remember Missy watching it one day, and I walking through. I was like, "Hey, it's fucking Edward."
I
Be
think that's who he
Potter.
plays. I think he plays Cedric Diggory.
Yeah, he dies because they
Yep,
go into
they
that
go to the
game
into the,
or whatever.
the Goblet of Fire. It ends up being a
Yeah.
port key, and it sucks them into it.
Harry Potter's pretty stupid too, but I never really
Well,
watched that.
I read every fucking book. Those books.
I don't know.
I grew
man.
up with those.
The
books.
more Missy watches them, the more I watch them with her and get interested.
It was actually that
That's so
movie,
cute.
the fourth one, that I stopped watching the movies. I was like, "Fuck this," because I was like a fucking. I was all about the books,
Oh, you're
and
one of those.
there's
Left
a
out
scene.
a lot of stuff, didn't they?
Well, there's a scene. The scene when they fucking catch Harry putting his name in the goblet. Well, they don't. He doesn't do it, but when they pull his name out of the goblet and they take him back,
Yeah.
fucking Dumbledore screams in his face, "Did you put your name in the goblet or whatever?" And it's not Dumbledore. That's not how Dumbledore would act. Like when you read the books, it is like it's really, really like they hammer down that Dumbledore never raises his voice to anybody.
Oh.
He never gets angry. He's very, very
That's nice,
calm
though.
all the time. And so it just that one thing it literally threw me off of the entire series. I was like, you know what? I feel like you didn't read the fucking book. So fuck you and I fuck anybody. Like fuck all the rest of these movies.
You just read the back of the book, you piece of shit. No, but I could relate to the first one, like Harry being treated like shit. So maybe I like the first one. What's the first one? Because I was like, you know what? I feel you, Harry Potter.
The Sorcerer's Stone, I think it's
Yeah.
called.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know I watched a few of them, but I never really like paid much attention.
I went and
while
saw the
watching it.
first 4 in theaters.
Damn, nah. I only watch horror movie in theater. Oh, I watched some. Nope, only horror. Yeah, I can't think of a normal movie I watched in a movie theater.
I mean, I'd prefer to see horror. in
I
theaters as well.
watched the movies I can remember from the theater is like Bruce Almighty. I watched Mrs. Doubtfire in theaters
Oh
when
my
I was young.
God.
Man, that
and,
movie came out at a time when I wouldn't even be able to remember.
I loved it though. I do love it.
Alien versus Predator. I watched.
Hate that movie.
Yeah, those movies suck. All right, my
What's
number
yours,
3
dude?
is The Irishman, directed by Martin Scorsese. It came out in 2019, and it is boring as shit.
Wait, what was the name again?
The Irishman,
I feel like I've heard
I was gonna
that.
say, me
19,
too.
you said?
2019. Yeah, it was really big when it came out because it has Robert De Niro,
Oh,
Al
yes.
Pacino, and Joe Pesci in it, and Ray Romano. It's got a huge fucking cast, but they go through like a long period of time and watch this person go from like it's Robert De Niro. He goes from like his 30s, I think, till he fucking dies at like a really old age. I mean, he doesn't die at the end, but he's dying at the end. And fucking, instead of hiring fucking young actors to play the younger versions, they just use CGI to adjust the actors to being younger. And it looks like shit, I think.
Oh.
Like, they're
So
old
maybe you're
dudes,
just being
so
a
their
hard critic
noses
right
are
now.
huge. No, I've got more.
Yeah, but
Their
like-
noses are huge, and their ears are huge. In the younger fucking days, they have fucking Robert De Niro doing all this stuff that a young person should fucking be doing, and it looks terrible. Like, they don't... You got old people acting as young people. They do
Right.
not move like young people. They cannot move like young people.
They could have easily found a child and make him.
Not that it's not a child, but I'd say like somebody in their 30s.
But he has very
Oh, okay.
distinct
being played by somebody
features.
that's in their 80s.
Yeah.
You know, he's supposed to be beating somebody up, and he can barely like lift his arm.
Oh, I see. That would.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
okay,
It
okay.
it does not look good, I don't think. And it's 3.5 hours long, and nothing really happens in it. It's just supposed to
Wait,
be
3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Fuck
Shit.
all of that.
It just fucking. It's supposed to be about Robert De Niro having to deal with his own mortality and having like thinking back on all of his fucking. It's a movie made by old people about dealing with their own mortality, and I guess maybe that I think that would be where my bias is. As a young person, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I'm not. I don't find it entertaining at all. It's just boring, and it was disappointing to me because it's not a bad movie. It's not like one of my least favorite movies by any means. It's just disappointing because I like Martin Scorsese a lot.
They did hype that up too. I remember seeing commercials for it and ads and stuff for that.
Well, and it was a big deal because Martin Scorsese got a deal with Netflix, and it was released on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay.
So and then it was like a big deal because people were like, "Oh, a real name actor is releasing a movie on Netflix? That's crazy!" And it had like a huge budget, and I feel like because right before he started making it, he was criticizing the Marvel movies for being too long and not having enough in it to really hold it for that long. And I feel like he was just trying to make a long movie that was longer than the Marvel movies that was his style, basically. Just to say, like, see, I can make a great movie that's that long. And it's not. It's just
Did it get
not.
good
Half of it could have
ratings,
been taken out. Oh, yeah, people loved it because people love Martin Scorsese.
I actually put down Rotten Tomatoes percentage for mine. I
Really?
forgot to say for Twilight. Oh,
I'll
I
look-
didn't even
I'll
look
look it up.
for that. But the other two, I did Rotten Tomatoes to just see how like it was rated compared to what my opinion is.
What
I
was
think-
their percent?
I didn't look up Twilight's because it was high, so it didn't matter.
Oh,
But the other two are still high. Twilight has a good rep.
I've never seen The Irishman.
Me either. I did
But I
hear about it.
I don't like when they do CGI with real people.
No.
I think
That's
why not just
stupid.
hire younger people,
Right.
younger actors? You're putting
We've done it
younger
before.
actors out of fucking work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert
And
De Niro has like distinct figure. Like you could definitely copy like his nose and mole and stuff. Like you could definitely like.
I mean, for A Bronx Tale, they picked the kid to play. I can't remember. I can't pronounce his name. It's like Kolosian or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the fact that he looked like Robert De Niro, but he ended up being a terrible actor. Like
Oh.
his acting is not very good in that movie. But still, like you can make
Yeah.
it work. You can
Yeah.
find somebody that that we will see, and we will suspend disbelief that is
Yeah.
Robert De Niro when he's young.
Yeah.
It's just there's no need for it. They did the same thing with Joe Pesci in A Bronx Tale. They found a kid that looked like Joe Pesci, but it wasn't even the Colosio was actually supposed to be Robert De Niro's son, but they did find a kid that looked and hired him just because he looked like Pesci.
Right. Pesci was funny. He was a funny guy.
That movie. I kind of still want. I can't. No, I
So
don't.
that
wanna
was
see
pretty.
It.
That was pretty recent then.
Yeah, that was just a couple years ago, and
Yeah.
like that's why it's on my list because it was just hyped up so much. I love
was.
Martin Scorsese. I think The Departed and Gangs of New York are excellent
Never
movies.
seen those.
If Gangs of New York is a fucking great movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Have you ever seen it?
I haven't.
It's about like fucking pre-Civil War era or during. It might even be during Civil War era New York, and there's like separate gangs at the I think it's Times Square. They call it the 4 Points, and they're all just like fighting for territory there and shit. It's really fucking
That does
good.
sound good. I don't know. Lately, I can't like get into like serious shit. Like I just want to be like.
I mean,
laughing.
Yeah, comedy is something I always go to.
But The Irishman's Rotten Tomatoes is 95%.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
people
wow,
did
that was
love
pretty
it.
high.
Yeah, people did love it.
I think Twilight was
just
in the
don't.
90s too, so I was like, fuck y'all, I don't care.
Yeah, well, that 95%. This podcast isn't about them.
Yeah, right.
Fuck those people.
Fuck all of you.
They're all just sucking Martin Scorsese's dick because he made Goodfellas.
What does it show?
So
the
everybody
audience?
just wants to talk about Goodfellas. That's it.
Did you go on the Rotten Tomato website? Does it show the audience's percentage?
Again.
Oh, you don't have to. I'm just saying, like, they are normally the audience is lower than Rotten Tomatoes. Typically.
It depends. Some movies
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Boondock Saints, the audience is like 95 and the fucking critics is like 40 something.
Jesus Christ.
It all depends. Because some, like, even the fucking, I mean, critics are starting to be lighter on the Marvel movies, but when they first came out, people were like saying that they sucked. Like, critics were saying that they were bad. But now it's kind of more, people are kind of moving towards them because they realize if a movie makes almost $2 billion, you can't really deny it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, do you remember the movie Biodome, I think?
Yeah. Pauly Shore.
Yeah. So
I hate Pauly Shore.
I was looking up, like, the Rotten Tomatoes, like, 0%, and that was one of them. I'm like, okay, guys,
I mean,
chill
Biodome
out.
was ridiculous, but
It's
I thought it was
hilarious.
a great movie.
I couldn't say hilarious, but it's so funny.
But I'm a stoner, so
We should do that as a subject. Movies that got zero, or movies that scored really
There's
low
so
on
many.
Rotten
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes
Yeah,
that
we'll do that.
Like, I'm gonna put that in the list.
There's
Alright,
so
what's,
many on there.
What's your number 2, Brad?
Oh, all right. So my number 2 is gonna have to be Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Be the second Mortal Kombat movie that was made.
That was on the Rotten Tomatoes list.
Yeah, they got a 50%.
Was it 50?
It was 50.
I knew it was really low.
Came out in 1997. Their budget was $30 million, and at the box office they made $51.3 million. So I mean,
Fuck, dude.
the reason I rank this at number 2 is because this one actually has recognizable characters in it.
Oh, word.
The reason I don't really care for it is because it didn't have the same cast as the first one. Like, they got someone new to play Johnny Cage. There was someone new to play Sonya Blade. You don't know
Someone
Mortal
new to
Kombat,
play Raiden.
So yeah, someone new that played Raiden.
Because I think they got like they went from like I think Raiden was like Christopher Plummer or something like that.
Yeah,
Somebody
whoever
really
he played in the
famous.
Highlander.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
somebody really famous that they ended up downgrading to the guy who plays the Darkness in Dexter.
Yeah,
Oh, word.
He was in the Warriors.
but it was just like corny.
Yeah.
Like, they had all this money, but it was like for set design and stuff, they had all this money, but they got the cheapest shit. And it was corny. The special effects in it were bad. The story was just each character teamed up and they just walked to something.
I haven't
and-
seen any of them.
No,
The first
none.
one was really good.
I like the first one. The first one is one that the critics gave such a bad rep, but I thought it was
I think
really
that's one.
good.
There's a Mortal Kombat movie that's like 1% on Rotten Tomatoes. It might be that one then.
It's probably the second one.
It's probably it's got to be Annihilation because the first one was much better.
Because there was one that had like 2% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm like, word.
They got the guy who played Shao Kahn, the like big boss dude.
Mm-hmm.
He it's the who was it? Buffalo Bob or Buffalo Bill or whoever it was. The guy who put the people in the homes, like, puts the lotion on the skin.
Oh, yeah.
You ever see that movie?
Yeah.
What is that? What movie is that?
The Silence of the
Yeah,
Lambs.
Is it?
Silence of- yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That dude
Mhm.
is playing Shao Kahn in Annihilation.
Oh.
And
Wait, it was Shao Kahn different in Annihilation? Wait, Shao Kahn is
he's like the
He's the
leader
one-
of
'cause
our
they-
world.
okay. Yeah, he's the one who comes in at the end of the first one.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah.
I'm thinking of Kung Lao. Kung Lao is the bad guy in the first one, right?
No.
Who's the bad guy in the first one? What's
Shao
his-
Kahn.
Shao.
Or
No,
not. No,
no,
that's
Shao Kahn's the bad guy in the second one.
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung. Okay,
Yeah,
there we
Shang
go.
Soon. Mhm. For sure.
Please say your sarcastic comments into the microphone.
My bad. Because I didn't mean to say it. My sarcasm just.
But that dude was like,
No.
his acting was kind of weird in that movie. Because, like, What one? Shao
Well,
Kahn,
he's just a bad actor.
yeah. Shao
Like,
Kahn's
he
supposed to
can't,
be
he
this,
can't fix bad
this
acting.
big dude, and this guy's not very big and intimidating. But
You
I
didn't
will
think
admit,
so? Like, I haven't seen it in a while, but in my head, I'm picturing a really big guy.
he has the right voice for it.
For a long time,
Maybe
when
that's
I
the
was
only
younger,
reason.
I thought it wasn't. I was a different person because I used to watch them in succession. I would watch the first
Right.
one and then the second one.
Right.
And at the end of the first one, the dude's got on like makeup and he looks like a demon and shit. And then in the second one, as a kid, I always thought, oh, they just dropped that guy. They're not using that guy as a bad guy anymore. They got this new douchey looking dude because he just
But-
looks like a normal person.
I will admit the fight scene at the end of it's pretty cool.
Well,
I just haven't seen it in so long.
I've only played
The game.
and only 10. Maybe a few of the sooner ones, but not enough to know characters.
Well, that
So-
sucks for you because the Mortal Kombat universe is pretty sweet.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love the game. It's like brutal. Like, it's awesome the way they. So
I mean,
I'll get into it.
It's like the reason we have ratings on video games.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That was like the first game that got really, really controversial because it was showing
Blood
people
and
like
stuff.
ripping
The-
their spines
Beautiful.
out of their backs.
So like the Sega Genesis back when you had the whole like Nintendo Wars, the Sega Genesis was like they released ports of Mortal Kombat on the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis, and in the because Nintendo is like a family-friendly company, they took out the blood from the game, but the Genesis left the blood in, so more people started buying Genesis consoles in their games and stuff, so they started to like get ahead in their little console war.
Oh.
Has Nintendo dropped that now? They show blood and shit, right?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
now
Like,
yeah,
they've given
they
up
have-
on that whole thing.
Yeah,
Well,
That's probably
they
why.
wouldn't
They probably
last if they
fucking-
didn't.
Yeah, they probably would have fucking tanked
Yeah.
by now. I think
mean,
I've played Call of Duty on Wii before.
I've played Wii once.
I got my Switch back yesterday. Chad brought it to work, so I'm
Oh,
gonna play
yeah?
that when I get home. Yeah,
Nice, dude.
probably.
I want a Switch.
Yeah, I can't remember Annihilation. I think I liked Annihilation because it had Jax in it.
Yeah,
You know, like Jax was. I think they mentioned Jax in the first one, or they show him, but he doesn't have his arms yet.
no, Jackson the first one is literally like they go through this club to try to get a bad guy.
Yeah, him and Sonya
And
Blade.
like he's the
right?
one, he's like next to her, and
Yeah.
then he's with her when she gets on the boat to go to wherever they're going.
Yeah, but then then you
That's
just don't
it,
see him, and
though.
he doesn't
You
have the
don't-
arms either.
Yeah,
He's
he
just a
doesn't
guy.
fight or anything. You really only see his face.
And then it's a different guy in the second movie.
Mm-hmm.
And but I always liked that fight scene. Well, between him and Smoke and was it Smoke and who?
No, it was Cyrax,
Cyrax.
the yellow one. Yeah, the yellow robot.
I thought both of them were there. Wasn't Smoke there too?
No, Smoke was Liu Kang, and it was Liu Kang that fought Smoke.
Oh, okay.
And then Sub-Zero shows up. Then him and Scorpion fight.
I can't even hate because I love Tekken, and that has a
Tekken's
bunch
cool.
of stupid names
Te-
too.
yeah.
They never
Tek-
made any fucking Tekken movies though.
They
They probably
did.
suck.
They have, but it was
Have
just
they?
so bad.
Oh,
you
you didn't hear about it, dude.
Yeah.
Uwe Boll probably fucking.
But
made
I
it.
think it may have also only been released in Japan. I can't remember.
Probably because that. Yeah.
All right,
'cause
what's
I-
your second one,
I did
Kristen?
recently watch a video about it.
Word. I
What's
did
your
see it.
second one, Kristen?
Krampus, the horror movie Krampus.
That's recent.
I've not. That is kind of recent.
Yeah,
isn't it?
2015, November 30th, 2015. Rotten Tomatoes, 67%. So it's basically this kid who like loved Christmas, but his like family was super dysfunctional, and they all like get together, and they like bullied him because he was just like, they were like rednecks. They made them seem really shitty, and then he like hates Christmas and wishes everyone would go away. So he like writes that instead of his Christmas list, and it floats up into the sky, and then Krampus gets it and like comes and kills. And the way you would hate it because the way the monsters were and stuff in the movie, like it was fake as fuck.
Was it all CGI?
Yep,
Yeah, fuck
it
CGI.
was weird. But
I
there's
think they had. I think was that ever on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
Was it? I think
it's
I
on
may have watched
Hulu.
it then.
It has Adam
I know
Scott in it
about
and
it, but I never
David.
bothered to watch it.
What's the dude's last name? That's in all of that David dude that's in Will Ferrell movies.
I don't know.
I have no idea who you're talking
On
about.
Step Brothers. No, not on Step Brothers. On
Krumholtz?
no,
John C. Riley.
no.
David John C. Riley.
No,
Riley.
David. Never
David C.
mind.
Riley.
It's a
But
David.
Adam Scott's in it. That's also in like Will Ferrell movies.
Yeah, he's in
Step
Parks and
Brothers.
Rec.
Yep.
I
Anyways,
like Adam Scott. He's funny.
Yeah,
dude.
he's like the main character. He's the dad in it, and like I felt bad that he was in such a shitty movie because it was so sad.
Yeah, I think I've watched this. I think Missy and I only made it so far into it before we were like, let's not watch this. This isn't good.
Yeah,
Adam Scott's in a lot of shitty movies though.
that's true. Yeah.
He was in Torque. Did you guys ever see Torque?
No.
It came out after the first Fast and Furious movie, and they were like trying to capitalize on like fast cars and shit.
Right.
But I think but they were like, it's like Fast and the Furious, but with motorcycles. But it's fucking, it was not good.
So he'll just
I
take
think it had
anything.
Kid
really?
Rock in it. I think Kid Rock
Oh
started it.
man,
Ew, that's disgusting.
Kid fucking Rock.
That might have been Biker Boys though.
That's
I can't
sad.
remember because there's
Oh.
two of them that came out.
Well, the
And
movie
he was in
just
Piranha.
sucks.
Adam Scott was also in Piranha, which is just supposed to be
Oh
a
my
bad
god,
movie.
I remember that. That was awful.
I feel
That's
like
a-
I've
That's like
seen
a
that
funny
movie
bad
too.
movie though.
Yeah.
That's like a movie. Like
Isn't
that's
David
like a comedic
Hasselhoff
movie.
in that?
Yeah, dude, they have a lot of people in it.
Mhm.
Michael Clark Duncan was in it.
well,
I remember watching that.
I think I also hate Krampus because I hate Christmas. So like it's like Christmas.
So you should have liked the movie because it's like fuck.
But like
fucking
also
Christmas,
the grandma
people.
in the movie had the Krampus thing happen to her. It's like this old folks tale thing that they stem back to because the grandma's always nice throughout the whole thing, and she's like, "I told you." But at the end, it was kind of sad because he thought he got his family back, and then Krampus gives him a bell for Christmas, and then you're like, he's in the living room loving his family, but really he's in his snow globe on like Krampus's shelf, and I'm like, he was so happy. But other than that. Like, that made me feel sad. But other than that, it was stupid as fuck.
I honestly, I remember when it came out, and I thought that looks
They
stupid.
did kind of hype it
It
up
does
too.
not look good. They did for sure. Like
They
people
did.
were saying it was a great movie, and
It was
It's
on
not.
Netflix.
I
It
just
was
I
on
just
Netflix.
assumed it was bad. I didn't even bother with it. There's a lot of horror movies now that I'm just like, I don't really care.
Well, I got Krampus and The Visit at the same time to watch because this was back when I got from Redbox, I think.
See, The Visit got a lot of bad reviews, but I read
loved
about
it.
it. It sounds really fucking
Oh, it
interesting.
is so good because that could like kind of legit happen. They're kind of stretching it, but like that scenario could fucking happen for real. And it's a good movie. I love that movie. But so Krampus was very less better than The Visit, and I watched The Visit first, so like I was real disappointed after that. The Visit is good though. You should watch it if you haven't.
Yeah,
Speaking of,
it's M. Night Shyamalan, right?
Yeah.
It's like a found footage movie.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's good.
speaking of Krampus, Missy started watching that new thing that's like supposed to be a follow-up or like something weird about the Vampire Diaries. It's supposed to be intertwined or something.
I've never watched Vampire Diaries.
So
Did you not hear the first thing she said about hating vampires?
Yeah,
but
don't give a fuck
dude,
about all that.
so they did a
I
Christmas
mean,
episode.
Vampire Diaries is just like fucking Twilight, the TV show, basically, right?
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
stupid.
it's not. I know it's not
I used
related,
to
but
watch
that's
Buffy
basically
the
what
Vampire
it is.
Slayer though. I liked that.
I watched Angel with fucking
Buffy's
David
buddy. There.
Boreanaz. Is that his name?
I don't fucking know his name.
Buffy was good, but that
It was
had like
Buffy's buddy Angel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to watch Buffy too. I don't remember much of it. I was
me
really,
either.
really
Same,
young.
and it was just like
It had fucking
on early in the
what's
morning.
her face in it with the fucked up nose.
Sarah Michelle Gellar. She doesn't have a fucked up nose. I don't think you know what you're talking
I
about.
have no idea.
Maybe not.
I,
I
have
don't
no
think
idea
maybe
what
you're
about.
talking about
I
the
was
movie.
young. I would always watch early
I
in
guess
the
Sarah
morning.
Michelle Gellar does kind of have a fucked up nose.
It's
It
like-
kind of like upturns a little bit.
Yeah, it's like very
Wow,
I don't
you're a
know.
judgmental
She was in
bitch.
yeah.
fucking I know what you did last summer. That girl, the blonde.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right on that.
Yes.
But like Buffy though was my mom wouldn't let me watch it, and it was on early in the morning before school, so I would always watch it while she was asleep. So I thought I was doing something cool, which is why I think I liked it. It's not like sci-fi, right?
mean,
It's
it
something like
gets-
that. Spike.
People still talk about Buffy. Like it's really great. It's like one of Joss Whedon's like MOs. Like it's one of the best things that he's done, according to some people. I don't.
Supernatural
an
was
opinion
good
on
too, and doesn't that have vampire? It has like demons and shit in it. And
It's got
weird
like everything in it.
Yeah, that's I
Well, I think it's mostly ghosts and fucking demons.
demon. Yeah,
I've only watched like 2 seasons of that.
I watched the first few
they had
seasons.
Snooki on
Like
that.
I watched it when it like first came out, like when the was it CW? Yeah, CW was showing it every
Yep.
certain day a
It
week.
still plays, dude. It's still going.
All right.
People love that show.
What's yours, Cody?
My number 2 is Batman v Superman. Because
Interesting.
Never
because
seen
like
that.
you liked it.
I'm with you. Like I kind of liked it and disliked it at the same time.
It's like, I mean, I wanted to love it. I was like, it should be good. Like how, like we have all these really great
What
superhero
year
movies.
did it come out?
2000.
16 or some shit.
Yes,
I
2016.
low-key think I've seen part of that because Kaylin does like those movies, and I think then I did watch it.
It was. I mean,
Some of it.
it should have been big. I think. I mean, it still made. It's got a 29% Rotten Tomatoes,
Ooh.
and it still made a ton of money. They considered it a flop, but it made back its fucking budget. Like it made. I think it still made close to $1 billion.
Maybe they have like an amount they're going to set as a goal, and if they don't reach that, then that's what makes it a flop or not.
Absolutely. And a lot of
Yeah.
times they don't count in their promotion, some of the money that they
Yeah.
put in for promotion into their budget. But I think it's like tonally, it's just like way too dark of a movie to be PG-13.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, I
it's-
feel like I've seen this movie.
It,
Yes.
it like rides the line of PG-13 and R. And I think, I mean, it's got, I feel like and it goes with all of the DC movies. Like they've got to fucking make that choice of like, are we going to be really dark or are we going to be PG, like really dark
Yeah.
and make it rated R? Or are we going to go light and do PG-13 or make movies like the old Batman movies?
Right.
And it fucking rides that line. I don't think it does it very well. And we basically, and it's kind of like, it's like shocking. It's kind of jarring after watching like one of the best Batman movies, like series with Christian Bale,
Right.
Christopher Nolan. And like the whole thing that they like dwell on that entire series is Batman does not kill people.
Right.
And then you jump right to this Ben Affleck Batman who is clearly just murdering motherfuckers. They just don't mention it. They don't say that he's killing anybody, but you watch him like just breaking people's necks and shit.
Right.
And it's just kind of, it definitely misses the mark.
Yeah. A lot of series, like not even just for like superheroes and stuff, like will take something and still make it their own to make the movie better, I guess, in their way. So I think that's stupid. I can't give an example, but I know it's happened a lot.
The movie is 3 hours long,
See,
first
right
of
there.
all.
Dumb.
And it took like 2.5 hours before it got really good.
All superhero movies are so fucking long. I think that's why I'm not into it.
They're
Because
not
I don't have
all
time
terribly
like
long.
that. I like Iron Man. I've watched all the Iron Man.
Yeah, the Iron Man movies aren't long. Like
Yeah.
the single movies where it's just one superhero, they're usually like a normal average length. It's when they team up. Like
The
fell
Avengers.
asleep
Avengers
watching
is
Civil
long.
War.
Civil War was
I
long.
fell asleep watching that.
You see, I find them so exciting. I could never
No.
fall asleep.
Yeah.
Even Infinity War, it was 3 hours long, and it did not feel like 3 hours to
That's
me.
disgusting.
Like sitting there for it felt like the movie was over in like an
Yeah.
hour and a half easily. And like when I fucking walk out and it was
Come
3
on.
hours
It's
later.
a good dude.
It
It's
did.
a
I
good
s- it-
movie though.
yeah, it's
it
great.
It keeps you there.
Okay.
I
don't
saw
know,
it.
guys.
You
I
need
saw
to
it in
watch 'em,
theaters.
dude. But
Okay,
you
yeah.
need to watch. You also need to watch the DC ones though.
I
they're-
think
they're-
I like
the DC
DC
ones
ones more.
suck.
They're bad,
But I feel
but
like I've
you
watched
got,
those
you gotta
more than
struggle through it.
Marvel.
I want to push through it. I feel like that's terrible advice.
They're worth a watch. Let's say that.
Shazam was good. Wonder
Shazam
Woman was good.
Shazam's
Aquaman was okay.
a little childish because of.
It's about a child.
Yeah, it's about a kid.
Who's Thor's brother?
Loki.
What's the one he was in a lot? The movie.
The Avengers, the first one.
I watched that one. I like
The
that
first
movie.
Avengers was good.
I love that movie.
First of it, that's a Joss Whedon movie. Same guy who made Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Word. See, he
Joss
does good
Whedon.
shit, huh? Well,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I've
but then
watched
the
that
next
one.
movie that he made after that was Avengers: Age of Ultron, and that
That
did not do very
I
well.
can't stay interested in it. I've never seen that whole movie.
And he's
I can't
also
stay interested in it.
he's the same guy that everybody right now is blaming the first Justice League on. Because Zack Snyder, that's why they had to release a Zack Snyder cut, because his daughter died in the middle of filming
Yeah.
Justice League. So he had to leave, and they brought Joss Whedon on to finish it. And
Right.
so now everybody's saying
Yeah,
that Joss
because
Whedon's the one that
I
ruined
remember
Justice League.
I remember hearing about when Zack Snyder, they kept saying family emergency.
Yeah, his
that he
daughter
had to
died. I
drop
don't know
out the
how,
film.
but his daughter died.
That's
That's
sad.
fucked. That's sad.
It's really sad. it's even more sad that she ruined the fucking movie.
Yeah, what?
We
got his cut though.
He's
But-
like,
but-
oh my god.
And that, I feel like that his cut is like evidence of what I was saying about them needing to just go to that fucking R rating. Because
Yeah.
especially in that last scene with Jared Leto as the Joker and Ben Affleck, when fucking like they finally, I feel like that was Zack Snyder finally saying, I'm crossing that fucking line
Right.
into the dark R rating. Just in that moment where he looks at the Joker and says, and when I kill you, and trust me, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, now you're crossing that
You
line
s-
into
you
the
dropped
new.
like
This is a
him
new
as-
Batman.
I love him as the Joker. I love
Dude,
Suicide Squad. I love that movie.
Dude,
That
He's
guy-
a completely different Joker in Justice
really?
League.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's he.
Dude,
he
when-
looks completely different.
when
He
he-
kind of still acts a little the same.
But
when
did you
he
guys
said-
like Suicide Squad though?
I didn't hate it.
I loved
Yeah.
it. It got really bad ratings, but
I mean, I
loved
can't.
that
I will
movie.
say I can't wait to see the new one.
I don't think Will Smith should be in that movie.
He's
but
not going to be in the new one.
good, but I didn't like him in that. That's the only thing I don't like
I
about
don't know. Will Smith was a pretty good actor in that.
it. He's a good actor. I just think it was weird that he was there. I don't know. Anyway.
I was fine with Will Smith. There was not. I didn't think any of those roles were bad. Maybe Enchantress, she wasn't that great, but they didn't ever do a lot either. Or
Yeah.
that might have been because she wasn't that great.
I love that movie though. I watched it multiple times.
I mean, Harley Quinn was fucking great. What's her name? Margot Robbie. She
Yeah.
was fucking great as Harley Quinn. I thought Captain Boomerang was a funny character.
Yeah.
It
I
was
thought
good.
Will Smith did fine.
Yeah, I just thought it was weird. But other than that, I love that movie.
I'm really excited. I actually like Jared. I didn't hate Jared Leto's Joker either. I liked the
Yeah.
way he looked, and I
Yeah.
liked the new one in Zack Snyder's Justice
haven't
League
seen
I think
better.
the
but-
problem with it is everybody was like, since Heath Ledger set the bar so high, they were expecting maybe a darker, more violent Joker or something weird like that.
Well, I guess when the reason Ben Affleck backed out of directing the new Batman was because, and I think Kevin Smith said this. Kevin Smith told him that directing the new Batman is a losing battle, no matter what, because Christopher Nolan set the bar so fucking high with that Batman trilogy with Christian Bale
Yeah.
that it's something that everybody's going to look at, like, be judging you by. You know, they're all going to be, everybody's going to be
Yeah.
judging you by the last Batman movies. Whereas even Christopher Nolan, if everybody was judging him by the last Batman movies, they were terrible. You know, when you talk about Batman and Robin and the
Yeah.
one right before it, Batman Forever, they were not good. So he had to, he was kind of fighting a winning battle, whereas whoever's going to direct this next Batman is going to be fighting a losing battle, no matter how you look at it. That's why Ben
So-
Affleck backed out.
So, what's up with the Batman with Pattinson? Are they still releasing that?
Yeah, somebody else is
Oh,
directing it.
I wanna see
I think
that.
Todd Phillips is directing
So we're
it
gonna
now.
have like two Batman things going on.
No, Ben Affleck backed out.
So they're not doing
And I
Oh,
think
so
Todd
he's-
Phillips is directing it now. I
Okay.
think it's Todd Phillips. That's why I would say that's why he backed out of it, because he was like, because Kevin Smith told him, you're fighting a losing battle with that.
I went to the theater to see Joker, the newest one with the dude with the cleft lip. That was a good movie. I bought that.
That was that movie was like, I think that's Todd Phillips, I believe.
I
Todd
loved
Phillips
that
directed that
movie.
I
movie.
didn't care for that one.
I loved it. I have it. It's okay.
I
Okay.
thought it was pretty good. I like Joaquin Phoenix a lot.
Yep.
All right, what's your first one, Brad?
All right,
number
my
one.
number one is the Power Rangers that came out in 2017.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
No,
say the original Power
No,
Rangers.
I
was
like
man.
that. I like that one. This is the new one they came out with in 2017. The budget was 105 million. They made 142.3 million at the box office. This movie, I felt like, was just like people to make a quick buck. Like, we're gonna take advantage of the love of nostalgia to all these Power Ranger nerds. The movie was fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's kind of like riding on the back of like Ninja Turtles and Transformers and stuff, but
Yeah.
like way too late for that.
It
you know?
was so bad. It seemed like there was no plot. Half of the movie was a montage of them learning how to fight. It was just it was bad, man. I watched it one time. I never even gave it a rewatch because I was like, nope.
I didn't
Never
bother with it.
I didn't watch any Power Ranger movies.
And they hyped it up so so fucking much, dude.
It got good reviews, but I also heard that it got good reviews because of like some like social justice, virtue signaling type shit.
Oh,
Because they had like a lesbian character, and like so it was something like that.
it was so bad. Did you
Never-
see it?
No, like Power
Don't.
Rangers.
Don't. This
I
is
haven't watched
definitely
any of them.
this is definitely a movie I would rate like don't ever watch.
Do you
not
have
waste your time.
The Rotten Tomatoes.
No, I'll look that up. I could look that up real quick though.
Have you've never watched Power Rangers, Kristen?
Mm-mm.
Don't.
I used to watch the TV show when I was a kid.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen a few
me too.
episodes because my neighbor at the time like would always watch it when I was at my friend's.
So the TV show is interesting because it was a Japanese, I think, TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And what they
yep.
did was to bring it to America, they bought the rights for it, and they took this. They used the same fighting scenes, and they recut the not fight, like the scenes of the characters interacting.
Really?
Because since they're wearing full body suits,
You
you
can't.
can't see their faces anyway. So they would just take the same fighting scenes, give them the same outfits, and just shot a whole new
Whoa.
series with American characters.
Smart as fuck. That makes me want to watch it.
But like
Kind of.
it was the exact same thing, just different names.
Yeah,
I
a
mean,
different language.
Even if
basically.
you've never watched, you don't care for the movies or anything, but you definitely know about them.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I
about
mean?
them.
So like
I've watched the TV show.
Power
a few
Rangers
times.
was a huge deal, and so like people were just so pumped about this new movie, and then it came out, and everyone was talking smack, and I'm like, all right, I gotta watch it. So I watched it, and it was one of those movies where like at the end of it, I shut it off, and I was just like, that was fucking terrible.
I just wasted my fucking time.
That was like an hour and a half of my life wasted on
I give a
shitty
movie like 40 minutes, and if I'm not in, I turn it off. Like,
I'll do the same thing.
Dude,
Yeah.
there's a lot of movies I give like 20 minutes, and I'm just like, I'm
20
out.
minutes sometimes isn't enough, but 40 definitely is, and if it's not good by then, bye.
Speaking of which, I think you should stick to Birds of Prey. You should keep watching that because that actually did
give it
not
a
end up being a
rewatch?
bad movie. I thought that was actually pretty good.
Okay, I'll give it a rewatch then, because I definitely didn't like it.
How far did you get in?
It
I
does.
watched the whole movie.
Oh.
I just felt like
Oh,
it was
I thought
very...
you only made it 20 minutes into that
No,
movie.
no, I watched.
I mean, if
that
you watched the whole movie and
yeah,
didn't like
I just
it,
thought
like,
it
it's
was
whatever,
kind
but-
of. I don't know. It was weird. I thought it
Oh, yeah,
was
we did
weirdly
talk about it.
scattered.
We did talk about it because it's like it has a tonal issue just like with Batman v Superman because they can't decide if this is a comedy or if this is a serious
Oh, they can't
movie.
mix it well?
Yeah, it just go like you have one scene that's like Harley Quinn acting really goofy and funny, and then it goes straight to the fucking bad guy doing like serious like evil shit, you know? And then even the bad guy, he kind of switched back and forth between like this goofy character you're supposed to laugh at to this serious like psychotic murderer, and it's like they didn't flesh it out very well. It didn't look good. It
I
didn't.
think
I feel
that's
like
why
that'd be
it
hard to
just
do.
threw off my vibes.
I did end up not hating it though. I ended up thinking it
All
was
right,
okay.
I'll give it a rewatch.
Harley
then.
Quinn, whatever, was on Hot Ones before it was released, and they were talking about it, and she's like, I think it's gonna do really good. And then I watched that
Then
after
COVID happened.
Yeah, and then like after I watched that after it came out, I knew it did horrible. It's like, oh, she probably was so disappointed because she was talking about all the stuff she did for it.
Actors and actresses probably get really depressed if like a bunch of critics give them
Yeah, dude.
bad reviews and shit.
But the thing is, nobody says anything bad about Margot Robbie though. Like people will say that the movie's bad, but it's always every review is always Margot Robbie does a great job in this role. That's why they keep bringing her back. She's going to
Right.
be in the new Suicide Squad movie too because everybody likes her as Harley
She
Quinn.
is
They just
very-
don't like
yeah.
the movies. Ben Affleck had the same issue. A lot of people were saying Ben Affleck was a good Batman, but everybody hates those movies. They're just bad movies.
Yeah. I mean, I at first I didn't care for Affleck's Batman, but then I finally watched Batman v Superman, and I was like, he's not too bad.
Why do we keep going back to superhero shit? We're at Power Rangers, okay?
Power Rangers are superheroes in a
That's
way.
what I wanted to ask. Who was the bad guy in that?
It was Rita
They
Repulsa.
did have it be Rita.
Yeah, the girl who played Miri in Zack and Miri Make a Porn.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
She was the one
Banks.
that played Rita.
She's not evil looking enough.
I mean,
I wouldn't think.
she looks.
She's not.
I mean, it's a pretty it's a pretty neat outfit, like skimpy and cool. But then they also have
because like the Rita that I remember from the TV show was like evil looking.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't look.
But she looked pretty cool. But her like little sidekick Goldar, he looks stupid. They didn't even try to make him look kind of like. Shut your mouth, dude. Shut your mouth.
All right, Kristen,
But
what's
I
your
mean,
number one?
Happy for you. Okay, my number one is Paranormal Activity. The
Oh
first
yeah, we've
one.
talked about that.
Yeah,
before.
we have. But it literally, I was so excited for that movie. I remember my friend and I planned like this whole night. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna be like scared, and we're gonna like have a good sleepover. And we were so disappointed at the age of like, it came out in 2007. Rotten Tomatoes is 83%. Wrong.
I kind of like that movie.
Wrong.
Because
Wrong.
you don't watch horror movies.
You are wrong,
so
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, maybe.
my expectation is to be scared way more. That was such a boring movie.
Like I thought it dragged on too much. Like
Way
there
too
wasn't
much.
enough. There wasn't enough happening.
Like a door slams open.
Like it took too long to make things happen.
Yeah.
But
I know
don't
they wanted to make
I
it
kinda liked it.
realistic.
Yeah, ish. I kind of liked it though.
I mean, I can give it respect for being like a low budget movie, and they
It
did
really
a lot
was.
with literally nothing. But at the same time, it is boring.
Yeah. Have you
so-
watched
It's
any
so
of the other
slow.
ones?
All of them.
Yeah.
In hopes it would get better, but it
It
got,
got
worse.
worse.
It got really
Yeah.
worse.
I would have given up a long time ago.
No,
Like,
I watched every single one of them.
Yo, if you know what one of my, if you do you like the paranormal type stuff? Have you ever seen a movie called Grave Encounters?
I've heard of that.
Isn't that a foreign movie?
No.
No.
It is one of the scariest paranormal movies I've ever seen.
What's it on?
I thoroughly
on
enjoyed that
Netflix.
movie, and I could not sleep that night.
How old were you?
Dude,
Last year?
Missy, dude, Missy just got her first job in Williamsport. She was in South Williamsport, so it was like
I've
known her for like a year.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
The second, they have two movies. The second one's kind of more like, wow, this is you can see how more fake it is. I guess they didn't do a good job.
Grave Encounters. Okay.
But
Have you seen it?
No.
The first Grave Encounters, I think it's pretty good. It scared the shit out of me. I was like,
Okay. Like, describe how it is though, because I'm picky.
they
about that too.
go. I think it's a old asylum they go to,
Okay.
and I don't know, man. It's just, it's good work.
I wanna go to like an abandoned it's like asylum. and shit
I'd
and-
love to go on a trip like that. I think it
it's
would be
my
so
dream.
cool.
But so it was originally developed as an independent feature and given. Okay, I can't read that far away. It was an independent feature. Then Paramount Pictures bought it, so they redid it though. Like they kind of
Probably came in and did
tampered with it.
reshoots.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I want to see what the original one was, but I don't think that's a thing.
It probably just doesn't look as good. They probably didn't even do reshoots. They probably just like remastered it or something, like just made it look better.
I also think
So I'm assuming because it's so low budget, I feel like they didn't have. It's filmed like the way that it is because they didn't have good cameras. They were probably just using like mini DV cameras or something like that.
I never looked up how much anybody spent on anything, but I think I think Micah, the boyfriend, sucks.
I mean, it's
As
just
an
a
actor.
low budget movie.
Like he was so bad on.
And
Like
it's just the two of them in the whole movie, right? That doesn't.
Mhm.
I think I shut that movie off like halfway through because I
I
was
watched
like,
the whole
not
thing.
enough is happening
I'm
right
like,
now for me
do
to
it.
care.
Man.
It's one of those movies we were just talking about. Like, I'm not giving you this any more of my time.
I gave it all of my time. I've watched it more than once too, but
See,
it's
you've
disappointing
watched all
every
of them.
time.
You've
They have,
given it a
like-
ton
they
of
have,
their
like-
time.
they have
A
three
ton of your
them,
time.
right?
Yeah.
I've watched.
The third one
all
has
of
that
them.
like devil baby because
Yeah.
it was so stupid.
Like we said, it
it's
gets
so
worse.
awful.
I assumed that the movie itself got worse after 40 minutes of nothing. It was just
I liked
nothing.
it. Fuck you guys.
I don't remember how it ended. I just remember her getting dragged down. That's literally the only scariest
It
part.
ended with the
was like
dude,
she ended up being-
dude like coming at the camera. Like he dragged her away, and then he comes
Oh.
back in the room, and when they get really close to the camera, he's like all demoned out,
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so he ends up being the one that's like the fucking.
possessed or
Possessed?
whatever. Yeah.
No, it's her. It's her. Micah.
Is
Micah.
that- yeah, it's her.
It's her that
he
gets
kills. She kills him.
him.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because
So
he's
she ends
sitting
up
on the
being-
couch.
yeah.
Yeah, because he's sitting on the couch and she just straight up goes and fucks and like slits his neck or like I'll throw.
Like, you were just gonna say she straight up goes and fucks him. I was like,
No.
no, that's not too bad.
Fucks him. My
Oh,
bad.
I did give it enough time.
No, but like I think he's sitting on the couch and she just goes behind him and just kills him. I think. But anyways,
It was quick. It
Yeah.
was quick.
And then she comes up to because she's possessed. Because in the third one, she's like possessed with this kid. I don't fucking know. It's some weird shit.
It's still the same people.
Mm-hmm. All three of them.
Yeah.
Katie, not
And-
Micah. Micah's dead. And then friends.
What does she
some
just
friends.
get?
The
She
best
just get a
friend.
new boyfriend?
No, she has this kid.
It's like she has a best friend or something.
Yeah, that's a neighbor. She has like a neighbor because they kept going over. It was weird. Kids got involved. I only watched the other two once, so I have bad memory.
Isn't there like 6 of them or something like that?
Yeah,
now?
but the first 3 of them, and then I only watched to the kid one.
Yeah, I think that's a movie that they know they can just make with no money.
Yeah.
Because the way it's all set up, they just know, like, oh, there's already a formula to this, and we can just spend, like, $2 million a movie and then make, they probably made, like, $100 million or something like that.
Yeah.
Every
What?
one of them. People like those movies.
There's a movie that actually scared me after watching at the movie theater, and that was Boogeyman. I was trying to think of, like,
I've never seen that
the
one.
newest Boogeyman.
I think I saw that in theaters as well. I'm not
Because
sure,
what
though.
scared me is the fact that you can't even think of his name 3 times. Like, how can you prevent yourself from thinking Boogeyman 3 times? Like, if you're thinking it. Like, I don't know. It was just weird. It was a good movie. I watched it in theaters.
I actually just watched The Conjuring.
Oh, that's a good movie.
It was
Look at you getting into horror.
yeah.
Proud of you.
Missy's like, I'm gonna watch scary movies. Like at first I was like, okay,
Go away.
and I was like watching YouTube videos, and then like I kind of like noticed myself watching the movie while the video on my phone was
Oh,
playing.
no.
So I
might look at a horror movie. Oh, my God.
It was good. I liked it. But she's watching The Conjuring 2 without me today, so I'll have to watch that.
You need to watch Sinister.
Yeah,
That
Sinister
movie
was
is
good.
fucking insane.
Missy's watched that one before. I didn't watch it with her.
You're such a pussy, man.
It's not even horror. It's just I don't watch movies.
You don't like things
much
that don't make
anymore.
you happy. I know. All right, Cody. What's your number 1?
My number 1 is Napoleon Dynamite.
I fucking feel you, dude.
No, I love
I
that
fucking
movie.
feel
Thank you.
I was young, so it was just funny to me.
All right, Napoleon Dynamite. It came out in 2004.
Yeah.
It has a 72% on Rotten Tomatoes. So fuck 72%
No,
of the people
fuck
who
you,
saw
G.
that.
You
I
guys have
thought that
awful
movie
taste
was
in it.
fucking shit.
It's just a movie about a kid with autism. All right, it's just a movie about a kid with autism. But the fucking worst part of it is, it's not even it's not a movie about a kid with autism. It's a movie about a whole school of fucking kids with autism. Nobody knows how to act like a person in that
sorry
fucking
for saying
movie.
that he had autism. Actually, all of them had fucking autism.
I'm just like, nobody knows how to act normal in that movie. Not a single fucking
The
actor.
brother and his interactions are so cute.
The only fucking thing that I thought was funny about that movie was when the fucking uncle hit Napoleon in the face with a football.
The only funny
You
thing,
need to
the only thing
chill.
I found funny was the when they go to that workout place. He's and their coach or whatever's like, you think anybody wants a roundhouse kick with me wearing knees? Forget about it.
Dude, that
Okay,
movie's
that part was
great.
funny too.
No,
I'll
a
admit that part
lot
was
of
funny
that
too.
movie is funny. You guys are
No, pretty much
stupid.
every other part in that movie is pretty dumb.
No, I love like the phone calls that him and his brother have. Like they're just awkward and funny.
See, I hated the brother. I did not think he was funny at all. I thought Pedro was not funny at all. That fucking douchebag bully kid, not funny. Like none of it was
Wrong.
good. It just was not good.
Wrong.
It's-
Nah, it's alright.
So it was written and directed by a husband-wife duo, and they're fucking Mormons.
dumb. Oh my
And
god.
that's why I think that movie is the way it is.
That's
I legitimately
hilarious.
don't think that they were trying to make a comedy. I think they were trying to make a serious
That makes
fucking
it-
movie,
that
and
makes
they
it
just thought
funnier.
that that's how people act because they're fucking Mormons, and that's how Mormons act.
Dum 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 dum.
It's a whole religion of people who are autistic.
It's see now that you mention that, it's,
That's fun. That makes me love
looking
it
at
more.
it from that light, like it lost me in the very beginning when he did the whole string with the action figure out the bus just
That's
randomly.
hilarious.
Yeah, I was like, what's funny about that?
That is so. He's cute.
What is
It was
funny about
It was
that?
just one of those like Okay.
And people love the fucking him feeding the llama, Tita, you fat lard. It's not funny.
Yes,
It's not even a joke. It's not even a joke.
Did you guys watch
And him
Juno?
arguing about chapstick with his fucking...
He called his mom.
He's
from
right.
school.
It is gross to borrow chapstick from somebody else.
That's hilarious. They're innocent and cute. It's funny.
I hate it.
Have you guys seen?
I hate
have you guys seen Juno?
Yeah, that movie sucked
Yes.
too.
That's the same kind of vibe. It's not
I
as funny.
disagree. 100% disagree.
No, I think it's the same vibe.
I don't think it's the same.
Although that
vibe.
one
I just
actor's
think it's
funny.
It's another
The
bad
one
movie.
the one from
You're talking about
Superbad.
Michael Cera.
Yeah, I can't think. I don't know names, but he's a good actor, so that made Juno better. But it's same vibe to me.
But what I hated, I pretended to like Napoleon Dynamite for a long time because everybody around me loved it.
When
Now everybody is gonna be like, "Oh, fuck this podcast! I'm not listening anymore."
that
For
is
real, though,
so
like, when-
unlike you, Cody,
but
because
I'll-
you purposely like things because no one else like. No, I'm kidding.
Well,
but
Yeah,
you
well,
definitely
they're
have
talking
different
about
opinions.
13-year-old Cody.
Oh my bad.
Like that movie came out when I was 13, and everybody talked about it. You remember, right?
Yo, yeah.
Everybody
Yep.
talked about it. Everybody loved it.
Did you get the shirt? Everyone has that white
No.
shirt.
No, why would
Oh.
we get the shirt if we hated it?
And I'm not saying I didn't walk around telling everybody I loved it,
Oh.
but if somebody talked to me, I would lie and say, "Yeah, it was a great movie," because I
that
hated
hurt
it
you?
from
I
the
would do
beginning.
the exact same thing, and then I would tell him about that part with the guy
Did that hurt you?
with his pit,
Did
little
you
sweat
have
Exactly.
pants.
trauma
Well,
from that?
No, I mean Brad did the same thing because it's just like why I don't want to explain to you why I think you're a retard for liking this movie. I'm sorry.
I was the one like, guys, did you like that movie?
It's just so bad. There's no jokes in it.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody tells a joke. It's literally a movie getting us to laugh at retarded people.
Beautiful. Like what? Like I like it. I love that movie. That movie's good. I'm gonna watch it. He dances.
Dude,
Yeah,
it
the
wa-
dance
you
was-
know,
oh.
I
the
love it.
only reason I know about the whole movie is because every time I went to a friend's, like, it would be playing in the background.
Oh yeah.
And, like, there was glances here and there. But it was like a glance, and I'm like, this movie's so fucking stupid.
I took the time to like watch the movie because everybody was talking about it. I was like, I gotta see it. Everybody says it's like one of the greatest movies ever,
Wow,
and that's
you're
why it's
right.
my #1 most disappointing movie
You're
ever.
right.
Because everybody told me it was fucking fantastic, and it was terrible.
You obviously are a sad person, and that's fine. That I get humor from innocence, and that's whatever.
Hey, let me just say this. It's no coincidence those people don't direct movies anymore, and those people don't act in movies anymore. All right?
You're right. That's a good point.
It's
You're
true.
right.
John Heater, the only fucking... I mean, I'm sure he's acted in a lot more stuff, but the movies that I know about, they weren't big movies.
No, not at all. Like Benchwarmers and School for Scoundrels.
Yeah,
are the only other
Benchwarmers
two
was
movies.
stupid.
You want to know? So there's a movie that I love, but did not scare me like it was supposed to, and that's the original. Not the original, but the first It movie.
Yeah, that
Evans.
movie.
He doesn't scare me at all. Like it's hilarious. Like his dance on the thing, and then him like in the basement, like boo boo, like that. I made me laugh. That made me laugh in the theater. Like it was funny, but I love.
Wait, you
those
saw the original It movie in theaters?
No, I mean the very first, not the,
The
very
new-
like the newest.
the
Oh, okay. You know, I
But the
thought you were
first one.
talking about
'Cause
like the
there's one
Tim
and two.
Curry
Oh,
one.
no, no,
So
no.
was I.
No,
Well-
I'm talking about the first like newer one, and that one it's.
I don't know. The
funny.
first, I liked the first one.
No,
thought
I
the first
love
one
the
was
movie.
good.
It's just not scary. Like, but it is meant for I think kids. I guess more.
I-
It probably scares kids.
I mean,
I'd laugh.
I feel like the second one scared me in parts.
Yes. Yeah,
like
the
that
second
scene
one's
where
good.
he's like bang in the fucking Hall of Mirrors and like banging
Yes.
his head. That fucking creeped me out.
Yeah, the second one's good as fuck. I went to theaters and seen that too.
And you know what? The first one, when he bites that kid's arm off, that freaked me out too. At the
Oh,
very
like
beginning.
in the beginning, Georgie?
The opening. He fucking
Georgie.
like
Yeah.
you actually see him like his fucking
And the
mouth
kid-
open. He's got all
yeah.
those teeth.
That's true.
That was really fucking
That was
creepy. I
good.
thought.
But his dance, like in his little cave thing, like when he's on stage, and he like, that's hilarious. I fucking busted up. And when he pretends to be Georgie in the basement, and it's like flooded, and he like goes bleh across the floor.
So you thought that was funny?
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
See, that shit creeped me out.
No.
I'll say that shit creeped me out.
I
But
haven't
the
seen
movies
either
are
one of
good.
those.
I love the movies.
Yeah, the first one is excellent. It's a really, really good movie.
The second one has that one funny actor. What's his name?
Bill Hader.
Yeah, and he did good.
Yeah, I felt like they tried to make it too funny though. I
Yeah.
feel like they were like, we got Bill Hader, it has to be
Let's
funny.
yeah.
And it's like this is still supposed to be like a really terrifying movie. That's my complaint with the second one.
The first one did really good with like the girl being abused by they all had their own story, and they really like the black kid
yeah, they really actually got into the story, people's stories. I mean, not as much the fat kid as I would have liked.
Yeah,
but I think that's
good.
I think that's why they go back in the second one so much.
Yeah.
Because they realized they wanted to flesh out some of these characters a little bit more than they were able to in the first one.
I think they did a great job.
I do too. A lot of people did not like the second one, but I thought the second one was fine.
I loved it. Yeah.
Wow.
Does anybody have any runner-ups? Honorable mentions?
The newest Pet Cemetery. That was gonna be my number 3, but I'm like Twilight really did
that one wasn't good. They hyped it up
so
a lot,
much.
and I remember sitting down because they put it on
Have you seen it, Cody?
Hulu.
No.
I think they put it on Hulu, and I was like, oh hey, the new fucking Pet Cemetery, let's watch it. And I was like, wow, this is dumb.
Yeah.
That's like I didn't watch it for
I
the
seen it
same
in
reason I
theaters.
didn't watch Power Rangers because I was like, I know this isn't going to be good.
Yeah, I went to theaters
Know it.
because they hyped it up.
They
That was
did.
gonna be great.
They
and
did.
The original
It
Pet
wasn't.
Cemetery is so fucking good.
I've never seen it.
It's really,
Yeah.
it's so fucking good. It's so
I'm gonna.
scary.
It's
but
on Amazon Prime.
yeah, that's why like I couldn't watch a remake of that movie because the first one was just too good.
The mom in it, so that's the one I was watching last night. I told you I was watching, and then I watched. I'm like, I don't really hate it, but it's just not scary. Like it's like just dumb.
The first one's fucking. The original's creepy as fuck.
I'll have to see
With
it.
the fucking
Have you
creepy
seen the
little
original?
kid.
Mm-mm.
I think the dad starts seeing his friend or his It was a guy that he tried to save.
Yep, that happens in the new one too.
Yeah,
He was a
and-
doctor.
Yeah, and his body is like decaying and shit, and he's just like giving him advice, basically telling him not to go fucking bury his kid in the fucking
Yeah.
cemetery.
Yep.
Every time I think of Pet Cemetery, all I can think about is that South Park episode where that farmer shows up to Butters'
To
house.
bring Butters back.
And he's like, listen, I'm telling you, don't take your kid up to the cemetery and
Wait,
bury
is that
him.
when the point of it is to get
You
that
don't
thing
want to
from
go
the
down that
girls?
road.
That's
What?
the one when they try to get that thing from the girls to tell the future, and they make Butters be a
Yeah,
girl,
they-
right?
Yeah, they
fake-
throw
they
a
fake his
pig
death.
carcass off of the roof. And
Yeah.
pretend Butters committed suicide.
And the dad, he's like, "You smell like bacon," and then like takes him.
Yeah, dude.
That's a good.
That's all I can think about when I hear, because
Yeah.
that little scene right there is so fucking hilarious.
And it is basically what it. Well, in the new Pet Cemetery, the guy doesn't really tell him what's gonna happen.
Nah, he goes over to his house, right?
No, well, he knows the cat died because first the church dies the cat, and then he takes him into the woods in the normal Pet Cemetery where everyone else goes, and then he's like, "You really love your daughter?" And the dad's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Follow me." Then takes him up to like ancient burial ground shit to like bury the cat. Yeah, I don't fucking know. It was dumb. It was stupid.
Does the guy just keep going like show him and tell him show him the cemetery, tell him how it works, and then just keep going? You don't want to do it.
No,
Don't do it because it's a really famous actor. I can't think of his name right now.
it is. It is. He takes him up there and just
John Lithgow.
he like doesn't tell him what's gonna happen. He's just like, just bury it up here and whatever. They go home, and then the cat appears. They're going to tell the daughter it died, and she's like, no, he didn't. No, tell her that it ran away. They're like, no, he didn't. And he's right in the closet, and then it's like this mean evil cat, and then she dies by the mean evil cat because they get rid of it because it's mean. Like,
Wait, the cat kills her?
No, kinda in a way. So Church like shows up in the middle of the road, and then a big truck comes and
Oh yeah, okay.
kills her.
Yeah, that's what happens in the
Yeah.
original too.
Mm-hmm. And because at first her brother's running to the cat too, and the dad sees it, saves him, doesn't realize she's in the road with Church, and then
It's such a cool story. It's a
What,
good story.
Yeah, it's another one of those like I would never read the Stephen King book because I hate Stephen King. I
Really?
can't stand his writing, but he makes good. Obviously, he makes good stories because
yeah,
it is a great story.
Yeah, I just think
He's a
the
very
acting was
creative
bad.
mind.
The mom's a really bad actress in it. I just thought it was bad acting, and that's important to me. I guess that's why I don't like Twilight. Kristen Stewart literally ruins that movie for me. If it was someone else, I might like it a little bit.
It's
She doesn't know how to emote.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those movies where it's like every time it comes to one of her scenes, I'm like, come on,
Yeah, basically.
come on.
Let's get back to the sexy werewolves. All right, do you have any honorable mentions, Brad?
Not that I can think of, really. I know there's definitely movies out there, but I can't really think of any.
I went and saw Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah,
and
dude.
I really fucking wanted that to be good, but I just did not like it. Thought that kind of sucked. The whole story was just dumb.
What's it about?
Oh, they find what? Did you see it?
I know that I got bad rating. Started watching it, but it wasn't good, so I stopped watching it.
I went and saw it in theaters because I used to read those books. Are probably what introduced me to horror.
Same though.
Like that's why I wanted to see it, but I just remember the story being dumb. I think she something happens where she finds a book that has all these stories in it. And there's like this legend around it where like I think this old lady was like killing children or something who wrote the book, or maybe one of the children wrote the book. And this book is cursed, and when she reads the stories in it, the things that she reads starts happening to her friends. And it's all just all the stories are just the stories from the actual child book that exists.
A Haunting on TV introduced me to horror too.
It was the monsters looked really good. Like they looked really cool. They were pretty much because a lot of the scary parts of the book are the drawings. Like they're very very visceral drawings, very creepy, and they match those drawings really really well, which is probably what kept that off of my list to begin with, because it did look really really good. But I just thought the story was dumb. The acting was bad.
I never even got to him. I didn't watch it that long, but
No?
I did read some of those books. But I was little.
Oh, and they I don't know if it was a social justice thing or whatever, but they kind of just shoehorn racism in when it's not necessary, which always bothers me in movies. Where I'm like, it almost throws me out of movies sometimes because I'm like, do you really feel a need? Yeah, you really feel a need to just put it in there?
Yeah.
Like, why is it there? And it was just racist. It was like a racist cop because one of the characters is like a Mexican. And it's just like, well, why is that even there? Like I could have had this whole movie.
Yeah,
you could have had a Mexican kid, a black kid, and you could have had all these different colored people and just not mentioned it. And I would have been fine. Like it would have been fine. Like why do you have to just oh yeah, everybody in the movie's white. Here's one Mexican kid for us to basically just call him Mexican the whole time.
Damn.
And it's like, come on.
Yeah, I didn't watch much of it, but I watched it on a streaming thing, so it didn't really matter to me. I just turned it off.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest it.
Okay.
But the thing is, I did like the way it looked enough that if they make a second one, which I think they're going to make a second one, I'm probably going to see it. I'll probably even go see it in theaters just because.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat, theaters.
Drive-in,
dude.
Go
see that one.
Drive-in. We got to go see it in the drive-in.
Yeah, dude. I can't wait.
Yo, we should.
You don't care.
You should come with us.
I'll go.
We should hold off our Mortal Kombat episode until after you come see the movie with us, and then you can just base it on the movie.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Because I was just gonna ask around and look up. Well, I'm just gonna base it off of the game I played, which is just 10. And I was just gonna see. Oh yeah, I like playing that person. Oh yeah, I like playing that, and do that.
Do you?
But I'll watch the movie.
Do you have Peacock?
I only got it for
Okay, so
WrestleMania.
Get on Peacock. Do you have a free trial?
Mm-hmm.
You have the
It's
7 days?
Yeah.
Get on there. I think the first Mortal Kombat movie's on there.
Oh, okay.
So watch that. Watch the first one. I don't know.
When's the new movie
second
come
one
out?
is actually on HBO Max. Annihilation.
Is it? I didn't know.
But
I don't have HBO Max anymore.
Oh, weird. But the newest one we're gonna go see in the drive-in. But go ahead and watch that first one. Tell me what you think about it.
And it's on Peacock.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't need to watch the first one for the newest one. The newest one's a complete reboot anyway. It's just starting the story.
But just so it kind of know characters though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean,
for sure.
I'll watch it.
Like it's a 90s movie, so it's a little weird, but
It's gonna be
give it a watch, dude. I mean,
It's definitely
I'm
cheesy
doing it
as
for the
fuck.
podcast.
it is cheesy, kind of corny, but
You're like, I'm not gonna enjoy it. I'm just gonna do it for this.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
dude,
it.
it's good. I mean, I'm a big fan of Mortal Kombat, so, and you don't know nothing about it, so.
But I think I'd like it because I do like those games. The games are dope.
It's a good fighting game.
Tekken's
All right.
good too.
Let's call it.
Word.
That was everybody's top 3. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for listening.
See ya.
Peace out.